USS Liberty began its life as a civilian cargo vessel, Simmons Victory, a mass-produced, standard-design Victory ship, the follow-on series to the famous Liberty ships that supplied the Allies with cargo during World War II. It was acquired by the United States Navy and converted into an auxiliary technical research ship, a cover name for the NSA's spy ships carrying out signals intelligence missions. It was similar to the USS Pueblo, another US Navy ship embroiled in controversy. The Liberty began its first deployment in 1965 in waters off the west coast of Africa. It carried out several further operations during the next 2 years. The incident occurred during the Six-Day War, a conflict that was brief but highly significant, and took place in June 1967 between Israel and several Arab states, including Egypt, Jordan and Syria. Check out my last video on this war for more details and information about it. The war resulted in a swift and dramatic victory for Israel, which had lasting implications for the Middle East and beyond. The USS Liberty was in the Eastern Mediterranean during the Six-Day War for the purpose of monitoring the conflict and collecting intelligence. The ship had been tasked with monitoring communications in the region, as it was during a period of heightened tension in the Middle East. The United States was concerned about the evolving situation in the Middle East during the lead up to the war. The superpower was keen on gathering information and maintaining situational awareness in the region, especially given the potential for the conflict to escalate and potentially impact American interests. USS Liberty was one of several US naval vessels deployed to the area to provide surveillance and gather intelligence on the ongoing hostilities. Unexpected attack. During the Six-Day War, the United States of America maintained a neutral country status. On the night of the 7th of June, Washington time, and early morning on the 8th of June, at 3:10 local time, the Pentagon issued an order to the Liberty to come no closer than 100 nautical miles to Israel, Syria, or the Sinai coast. However, the order to withdraw was sent on the radio frequency the Liberty monitored for her orders until 17:25 local time. These circumstances led to the event of the 8th of June 1967 to occur. Shortly after 1400 hours local time, the USS Liberty was attacked by Israeli air and naval forces off the Sinai Peninsula. The barrage lasted 2 hours, despite the ship being unmistakably American, flying the US flag and displaying clear US Navy markings. However, Israel officially claimed that it had mistakenly identified the USS Liberty as an Egyptian naval vessel. The attack involved a variety of weapons and tactics, including attack aircraft, with the ship being subjected to strafing runs and attacks by Israeli Mirage and Mist-Air fighter aircraft. These aircraft dropped napalm and fired rockets, cannons and machine guns at the ship. The strafing runs resulted in significant casualties and fires on board. Israeli torpedo boats were also involved in the attack. These vessels launched torpedoes at the USS Liberty, with one torpedo hitting the ship. The explosion from the torpedo caused extensive damage and casualties, with the ship sustaining significant damage, including fires, flooding, and structural issues, making it a struggle to keep the ship afloat. The attack resulted in significant damage to the ship and casualties among the crew, with 34 Americans killed and 171 wounded. Consequences. The immediate response of both the United States and Israel was to downplay the incident to prevent a full-scale crisis in their relationship. Israel offered an official apology and monetary compensation to the victims' families. The US government accepted Israel's explanation that the attack was a tragic case of mistaken identity, a position that remains controversial to this day. Despite the damage and casualties, both countries chose to prioritise their broader strategic alliance. Many of the USS Liberty survivors were ordered not to discuss the event, creating a culture of secrecy around the attack. Those who spoke out faced retribution, which led to a long period of silence among the crew members. This culture of secrecy and intimidation contributed to the incident being less widely known in the United States compared to other naval disasters. Despite the official explanations, the USS Liberty incident has remained a point of contention. Survivors, family members of the victims, and various researchers continue to question whether the attack was indeed accidental, or if there is a deliberate cover-up by both governments. Numerous books, articles, and documentaries have been produced over the years, adding to the controversy. As the USS Liberty was a signals intelligence vessel collecting data on communications, the damage inflicted upon the ship and the capture of classified materials by the Israelis had implications for US intelligence operations. It is believed that the interception of Israeli communications during the Six-Day War contributed to the attack. As a result, the US became more cautious in sharing intelligence data with allies. The episode remains a sensitive issue in US-Israel relations. While the strategic partnership between the two countries continued and grew stronger, the incident led to lingering mistrust and skepticism, particularly among survivors and their families. Despite the challenges, the alliance between the US and Israel persisted and expanded in the following decades, with both nations sharing mutual strategic interests. Survivors of the USS Liberty incident, along with supporters and advocates, have sought a full, independent investigation into the attack, believing that the official accounts have not provided satisfactory answers. Their efforts have led to calls for more transparency and accountability from the US government. Over the years, numerous resolutions have been introduced in the US Congress, calling for an official investigation or public acknowledgement of the incident. While some resolutions have gained support, they have not resulted in a comprehensive re-examination of the incident. The incident has gained periodic media attention, with documentaries and new reports exploring different perspectives on the attack. This renewed attention has contributed to the ongoing discussion and debate surrounding the USS Liberty. In conclusion, the aftermath of the USS Liberty incident left a significant and lasting impact on US-Israeli relations, intelligence practices, and the survivors and their families. The controversial nature of the attack, coupled with questions about the official explanations, has continued to fuel debate and advocacy for a comprehensive investigation. While the broader US-Israeli partnership endured and strengthened, the memory of the USS Liberty remains a chapter of both nations' history that continues to be revisited and discussed. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, then please give it a like, and for more amazing tales and thrilling stories, don't forget to subscribe to Uncovered Secrets. Also, hit the bell icon to stay notified for every release.